Verse 2 Gnanam Bandhaha. Limited knowledge is bondage. When awareness identifies with limited forms, the body, senses, or mind, it falls into contraction. This constriction, mistaking the finite for the infinite, is bondage. Even intellectual knowledge becomes a bondage if it separates subject from the object, self from the world. True knowledge must be direct experience of unity, not mere concept. Bondage is nothing but ignorance of true identity as undivided consciousness. Summary: misidentifying knowledge binds itself.
Shiva Sutra 1.2 Gnanam Bandhaha. Limited knowledge is bondage. In the profound vision of Kashmir Shaivism, a simple yet revolutionary truth is taught. Bondage is not an external force. It is not imposed on us by the world, by fate, or by karma. Bondage is simply a movement within consciousness, a contraction, a forgetting. To understand this deeply, we must explore how consciousness experiences itself. In its natural awakened state, consciousness vibrates a single seamless field. It's a pure unity of aham and idam, of I and this, of the knower and the known, not two, but one continuous awareness. This is our original condition, limitless, open, effortless, free. But then something subtle happens, a divine play, a self-concealment, a moment where infinite chooses to taste finitude, a moment where the infinite chooses to taste finitude. Consciousness contracts. The vast I reduces itself to a small me. The universe becomes the other. The one field breaks into subject and object. This is the birth of duality. This is the beginning of identity. And this is what the Shiva Sutra calls bondage. Gnanam Bandhaha, limited knowledge is bondage. Not knowledge itself, but knowledge that has forgotten its wholeness. Knowledge that sees only fragments. Knowledge that divides the world into me and not me. Let us look at it more closely. Right now you hear this voice. You may believe a sound is entering your ears. You may feel, I am here listening to something out there. But where is this experience actually happening? Not in the ears, not outside in the world. It is happening in consciousness itself. The listener, the act of listening, and the voice being heard all arise within the same field of awareness. Yet, because of contraction, the mind says, I am here, the world is there. The mental division is the entire architecture of bondage. When the I is experienced as limited, fear appears, desire appears, clinging, resisting, and defending all appear. A small self has to protect itself, it has to define itself, it has to search for fulfillment. But what is it searching for? It is searching for the very wholeness it unknowingly contracted away from. Here is the sacred insight. The same power that contracts can also expand. The same Shakti that hides can also reveal. When the mind becomes still, when the awareness turns inward, when we inquire into the source of I, a shift begins. We start to notice that aham, the sense of I, is not a small personality. It is a doorway to the infinite being. And idam, the world we see, is not separate. It is an expression of the same consciousness. The line between me and the world becomes softer, then thinner, and eventually it dissolves entirely. As aham and idam return to unity, the kind of individuality loosens. A profound relaxation arises. The heart expands. The world is no longer an enemy. It is no longer an external object to be controlled, feared, or conquered. Everything becomes an expression of your own self. This is freedom, not escape from the world, but seeing the world as your own expanded being. Liberation is not the destruction of identity. It is the recognition that identity was always a wave arising in the ocean of consciousness. That is why Abhinav Gupta says, when knowledge is seen as one, bondage dissolves. When knowledge is seen as two, bondage appears. So the journey is not outward, it is inward. Back to the source, back to the undivided awareness that holds both the I and the this. Return to that state where the seer and the seen are one luminous vibration, one spanda, one pulsation, one self. In that recognition, bondage falls away on its own, identity melts, and the natural freedom of the self shines without obstruction. You do not become liberated. You simply recognize that you were never bound. This is the heart of Shiva Sutra. Jnanam bandha, limited knowledge is bondage.